Hi all, I wanted to make a follow-up video to a video that I had uploaded last Friday. It got very good response from you. A lot of people have watched that video and a lot of people had queries also. So I wanted to make a follow-up video to that. Before I begin, I would like to mention that this is an educational channel. All content over here is for the sake of education. Kindly read the disclaimer you see on the screen and in the description below. With that said, let's proceed. So the video I'm talking about is this one. The trading system nobody will show you as they can't. It's my creation. This is the one with the magician wearing a hat. All right, so I'll make a follow-up video to that now. What that system basically mentioned was that I've got a call and put. This is today's chart, by the way, 13th of November, end of day chart. That we basically put call and put on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we choose the appropriate strike price and the strike option, and we proceed. So as you can see today, whole day the calls have been falling and whole day the puts have been rising. On the right hand side of my screen is the put. You can probably see one trade that I had taken over here as well. There's an arrow over here, blue arrow over here, and red arrow where I exited. Anyways, so a lot of people also had suggestions that, they wanted a center line on the left hand side. I had mentioned that if you wanted to make a center line, then you'll have to do this probably in the first video, something like this, and then draw a center line like this. But the problem with this is the center line keeps shifting throughout the day, so whole day you'll have to keep shifting the center line. Somebody had mentioned in the comment that they have written a Pine script and the center line is now automatically generated. I also requested him to share that with all our members. Some other people also requested that if we could share the Pine script. I don't know if the person has read it or not. He's not shared the Pine script, and I'm not a software engineer, so I can't write the code. All right. So anyways, how you arrive at this is already explained in the first video. There have been some other feedback as well. All right. First, I'll tell you how I'm using it currently. I'm using it on the left hand side. There are no changes. I don't even draw the center line. I don't need it. I'm used to the system now. So when I look at the chart on the left, I just know how to trade. By the way, this is one exceptional thing on this particular trading system. On the left and on the right, my charts are on the 4-minute time frame, not the 5. For some reason, I'm not very comfortable with 3. I'm not very comfortable with 5 on this particular system. So 4 minutes is the time frame that I am using. All right. And then to simplify things, what I've done is I'm using EMA 34, which is nothing but CM EMA trend bar setting. So I'm using EMA 34 on top. Source is close. Everything is basically standard. Only the length is 34. I think by default it's EMA comes with 9 or something. I have made it 34. And plot, I have just chosen some color that is visible to me. The thickness is 2. All right, this. And at the bottom I'm using MACD. My settings, as a lot of my followers know, is 821.5. That is the golden setting for MACD. I use that. I don't see the histogram. I keep my MACD ticked and I keep my signal ticked. This at the bottom is unticked. That is my MACD. And for the borders, I'm using RSI. So on RSI, I'm using it for the top line, for the bottom line, and for the center line. You can see over here, the top line is grayish. Bottom line is grayish. Top is at 70, bottom is at 30. The center line is bluish. This center line is bluish, and it's kept. Nothing else is ticked. Only these 3 portions are ticked. I'm not using the RSI. If I click on this, the RSI will come. I don't want the RSI. I'm using the RSI only for the borders and the center line, because in TradingView, MACD comes with a 0 line or a center line. In Dhan, the platform that I'm currently trading, MACD does not have a 0 line or a center line. That's why I'm using RSI for the borders and the center line. And then you merge the two. There's already a separate video I have shown how to merge 2 indicators. You can see that if you don't know how to merge. And when RSI and MACD are merged, it looks like this. So for me to go into a trade, generally I'm an options buyer. So this is a put chart where I'm buying puts. because the puts are rising. If I was a seller, I would see a calls chart where I'm shorting calls. Anyways, for me, it has to be above the EMA 34 line. Like you see, when I bought this put over here, it's above the 34. I don't know what I would have seen at that point of time. I bought it, I made some money, and I'm out. Then it stayed at that level for a long time, and then this end spike came, but I did not participate in the spike. But this was the actual good trade for the day. It's represented here also. This would have been a very good trade for people who want to take it. So for me, EMA 34 works on top, and RSI MACD at the bottoms with the settings that I've just shown you works. Somebody also mentioned that you can use VWAP. I agree with him. If you just use VWAP in its default settings, it'll look like this, and above the VWAP is positive, below the VWAP is negative. Since I'm watching puts on the right hand side over here, so for me, puts on top as the puts are going up, since it's a day of fall, so above this is good buy for me, below this is not a good buy. If I were to switch to the call section, so 12,100 call, if I take options chain 12,100, sorry, 51,200 would have been this, and that ended at 15 paisa in the end. You see from the start it's below the EMA 34 and it's below the VWAP from the very start. Over here it just tries to break the EMA 34 once. It's not even close to VWAP. So whole day for an option seller, he would have shorted and he would have gone through this entire journey and taken the options premium throughout the day. So from about 222 rupees, that came down to 15 paisa. So you can imagine the kind of money option sellers would have made today. But since I'm not an option seller, I'm an options buyer. So for me, it's the opposite. I use the put chart. For me, it's a buying opportunity that I need to find. And when I find that the candles are above EMA 34, and like somebody said, candles need to be above VWAP, and I'm in agreement with him. It's got to be above VWAP or EMA 34, whichever one you're more comfortable with. I don't use VWAP, but my VWAP settings are very simple. I keep the settings at default. No changes is done, nothing. It's just an ordinary VWAP. I've just made the color white so that it's visible. So use either VWAP in its default settings, or you can use EMA 34. That will give you some sort of a reference. So we don't need actually a center line over here. If you can make by writing, if somebody is watching this particular video, and if somebody can automate a center line that will keep doing the maths and keep drawing a center white line in the center, that's good. That will give us a center point of reference. And if they can share it with all of us, that will be great. We can all update our Pine script. He should also mention how to do it, because I don't have any idea when it comes to software. But yes, I wanted to give this perspective for people who are struggling on the right hand side, whether that's call or put, for getting some kind of perspective. Either use VWAP on top or use EMA 34. EMA 34 is nothing but it's a very famous setting of an indicator called CM-EMA trend bars, and I really love that indicator. Basically that works on EMA 34, so I use EMA 34 on this. EMA trend bars is available on TradingView if you want to use it on TradingView. Since I'm using Dhan, I can't bring in CM-EMA trend bars over here, but I can bring the setting, right? So the setting is EMA 34. That's it. And at the bottom, MACD 821.5, RSI used for the borders. Merge them two, you will get something like this. Works phenomenally well. And also remember that I use this on the 4 minutes chart, both on the left and the right. For me, I don't know why. I'm generally a 5 minutes trader, but for this particular setting, I'm using 4 minutes. I've tried using 3, I've tried using 5. I'm not comfortable for some reason. For me, the comfort level is at 4. I just wanted you to all know that as well. All right. So I hope this will help some people, to get some perspective in terms of candles moving on the right hand side, some level of objectivity. And if somebody can just do a Pine script and give us all the Pine script to have a center line on the left, that will be great. All right, guys. So this is a quick update to the previous video. I'll probably call it the same thing and I'll write part 2 and share it with you on Telegram. And people who are subscribed will probably get a notification that another video has come up with the same topic. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope the previous video was helpful. I hope this video also is helpful in some form or the other. So I'll end this video on that note. Thank you so much for watching. If you're already a subscriber, consider becoming a member. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. Share this video with your family and friends. Also like this video, give it a thumbs up so that it motivates us to make more videos for you. Subscribe to our free Telegram channel. The link is given in the description in all our videos. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.